In the previous example, we saw how to create a simple entity, an entity that just consists of a collection of data members. If you want to do a little more sophisticated work with an entity, want something a little more complex with options for persistence and more options for naming and manipulation, we want to use the defined data structure, which we'll find under Add Defined Data Structure Advanced. Defined data structure has just a few more options, including the option to either store it in the database or not store it in the database. To not store it in the database means it won't persist at all, and this is kind of useful for if we want to assemble partial objects and use them in another flow as objects, but we don't want to save those intermediary objects because if we did, those could accumulate much more quickly than the finished objects. So for an example, what I'll do is I'll create a duck. So the duck has a color. The duck has a number of wings. And it's going to be an easy one to handle because it'll almost always be 2, but it might be fewer, so I'll make that an integer. And we'll say it has a sex. And I'll also say it can fly, because some ducks can't fly. Can fly, and let me say, let's see, date, say hatch date. And we'll give that a type of date time. So we have our type all worked out. We have our duck object, and we'll say this is under the fowl type namespace. And if I want to make this a subclass of a existing data structure, such as a custom data structure I've already defined, or one of the more basic ones, or one of the more complex ones which we could search for up here, I could go ahead and do that here. Now once I have this defined data structure created, it's ready for use inside the portal anywhere. So that's how I create a slightly more sophisticated data structure. In the next video, we'll take a look at folder entities, which are similar to data structures but have a unique relationship to services and the folders that contain them.